Hey guys, it's me, your friendly neighbor, and today I want to talk about which is better, high sense or low sense, or just, well, technically not which is better. I'm just gonna go over high sense and low sense. I'm gonna be specifically talking about how to find your sense when you're on Nintendo Switch. So let's get right into it. So I just woke up from a nap, so if I sound very weird, that's why. And there's also some weird quirks with my editing software, so take that into accountability. So right now, in the moment, the meta is something that you're going to obviously need to know, like in every season, on how to switch your sense. When switching over your sense, you need to take out one thing. What is the meta? Like, what do I want to be good at, and how I'm going to be good at it. So let's get right into it. So the first thing is that you also need to remember that you shouldn't just always stay on linear. You should also make switches from linear to exponential, from linear to exponential. Still remember that. Once you found your thing between linear and exponential, you also need to pick high and low sense, and also make sure that your sense is good for what you are using. So, I'm just going to go over and talk about the benefits of high sense and the benefits of low sense, but first I'm going to go on the benefits of low sense. The benefits of low sense is that, well, low sense can do you very good stuff. Low sense could help you hit shots from close range for a controller. And because this is a Switch guide, obviously, you guys are going to be playing on controller. For the on-keyboard and mouse Switch player, though, you should play low sense if you want to be good with the long-range aim. But if you want good close range on keyboard and mouse, you also won't need to put high sense. So, if you want to have good, good long range, then you also need to take out some other things that also come with high sense. You also have this other thing where, what is my build sense gonna be? Because there are these things where it's kind of confusing, because there are stuff different types of ARs. It's long range also becomes very weird, so the short range, so very carefully pick. For me, I actually do like high sense on keyboard and mouse, and for controller I like low sense. I have two reasons for why. One, I play high sense, my sensitivity is kind of on the higher side, on my opinion, a little bit on the high side, but it's still kind of low. Ever since I've been playing, I used to actually favorite low sense on keyboard, but I also have mechanics that have come into play, and my aim is actually pretty good with high sense. I'm still getting used to high sense aim. I used to be very good with low sense aim on keyboard. For controller, low sense has been very good for me compared for when I was on high sense. Now I'm gonna talk about, not just my experiences, but the stuff that really comes, disadvantages of low sense and disadvantages of high sense. The disadvantages of high sense is that sometimes you will miss your shots and you will overcalculate some stuff. That happened to me before. I would try and hit my shots, but then I would move my crosshair too much, so then that would result in me missing the shot because of that. Another thing is that also with low sense is that also I've died because I cannot move my crosshair fast enough, and there's also another reason, another difficulty of being on low sense. You need to take these things into accountability. Another thing that you need to take into accountability is your ADS. Your ADS should be a very good thing. I have decent long range. I also made my whole sensitivity, and when you are making your sensitivity, you should be taking one person as an inspiration that is on Switch. So you have some people that you can take from inspiration. You can pick my settings on Switch, which I can't read right now, but I can do a video on my Switch settings. On my PC, I'll just put my Switch settings in. I know my Switch settings, and I know them very well since I use this almost the same on PC. There are so many also kind of undeciding facts that we also need to come into play. Not just the meta, but the guns too. Charge, they're very good. You need to be tracking them. Pubs also have flicks, but also you could track people, so it gets very confusing. The spray meta also is gone, but then you have stuff the ARs, you have the LMG, which is I think same as before. Then you have very decent. You have a decent SMG, but it's not that strong. So then you have to take those into consideration. So you also need to take stuff like your loadout, something like you need to have a prediction kind of of what you have as your loadout, mainly because like that's also going to kind of decide your sensitivity. Like for me, like I don't need to take these things since I already have my sensitivity. I think my sensitivity is fine for the season carrying on to the next season, or like last season carrying on to this season, and maybe it will be good for the next season. But all I know is that my sense is kind of good. I just need to get the building and editing where solved. Okay, like there's some other things that also come with your sensitivity, and that is your controller. Your controller is also another deciding factor. I would be playing on 36, 36, like 36 horizontal and 30 vertical if I was still playing on Joy-Cons. The reason why is that the Joy-Cons barely move, and that, yeah, I could, like, they barely move, so that, high sense is a little bit better for Joy-Cons. Another addition. For Pro Controller, those things move more, but then you also need to take into consideration what type of Pro Controller you have. I have a Power A enhanced wireless, supposed to get a wired one. Parents were like, no, Jaja, because there's no stuff in the Walmart, so like no wired. So with your controller, you also need to check out how far the analog stick moves, like if it moves very far or like if it moves barely at all. That is also something that will come into consideration, especially with your Sens. And if you want to just get a little rundown on which is better, like linear and exponential, or like which is better for each situation, linear is better for close range, but expo is better for long range, quote unquote. Now, if you want to know any pro that kind of uses expo, I only know Unknown uses like linear, and like a KNG grinder by the name of Saucy. Those are the only two people that I know that for sure use expo. Besides that, most people on linear. Don't know why. Switch to expo, bro. It's the best. But people have been saying, well, expo is quote unquote like bad, or like not bad, but like linear is better for close range, and I actually disagree with that. I've been using expo, and like, bro, it's very good for close range, and actually kind of keeps me alive in long range. Like it makes no difference at all. So I hope I kind of like taught you, or like tried to explain how to pick your sensitivity. If anything is going bad in this video, this is my first time making a video off of my phone, so it's very confusing for me. It's such a confusing start, bro. Like I couldn't get my mic to work at first, so it's just confusing. It hurts my brain. That's all for today. I'm out.